Ladies and gentlemen, it is a new voice. It is I, Jay, returning from the production stand. We had a slight issue, and I had to switch the producer for the last minute, so there was a bit of production mishaps, but it's okay. I'm back for the second map with DeltaMarket, GPG versus the Covenant. We are now on Metalworks, the second map, with Covenant having won Snake Water, which was GPG's pick, coincidentally, DeltaMarket. So they're kind of on the back foot to start things off here.
Yeah, they definitely are. Covenant won this versus GPG 5-2 2 weeks ago in the regular season, and they picked it again, apparently feeling confident on Metalworks. But GPG might have noticed this as a weakness and demo reviewed it in that time, played some games on it. So we have to see what happens.
Let's run some quick predictions off of this map. So GPG, the Covenant, that match ended in 20 minutes, and sadly we won't have time to do predictions for the chat, so you can go bet your points another time in another match. But I'm gonna go 5-3 for the Covenant, but we're gonna go into continuous overtime here for this. What do you think, Delta?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it 4-2 for the Covenant again. I'm a believer in that scoreline happening again. I think
If you were rooting for GPG, put the peggers in the chat. DeltaMarket, I'll let you take away the first myth.
Okay, I'm going to be watching Sam. Looks like he's going to be rolling out as top left, trying to spam the lower area. Of course, the scouts are going to be trying to clear those stickies away, but he's actually very aggressive there. It looks like he might be getting bombed right now. Kawa elected to land on the blue crates. Both teams still spamming so far as Kawa takes over the enemy team's lobby. Looks like aggression comes out for the side of Slugmundo, bombing across, killing Azing. But it's going to be 2 down, and Kev's trying to counterbomb, ends up killing Penny. But GPG's medic survived, and they are running away, keeping their medic
Scratch! Scratch overextends and gets killed by Slugmundo and Scars. So now it's a 3v3, and while Azian is down, there's still 3 brain clusters for the Covenant here, but they're a bit battered for health. They're a bit worse for wear, but still, I think GPG are going to play the conservative game, take it really slow, and then eventually walk back into mid with all their numbers. But Kev is in a danger spot here, hiding in back door. Could potentially get a flank here if they don't check him, if they push through Valley. But looks like GPG, they're going to slowly scout out the field. And Scarves, 4x3, hasn't spotted Kev, but Kev will just jump out instead. And Grave Juice 2 and the Uber is out. They're going to try to catch out the player stuff here on top right. AZN somehow booking it out alive. They managed to get out unscathed, are the Covenant.
Yeah, getting that force is absolutely what Covenant wanted there, and now with their Uber advantage, they're probably going to be trying to take it. Scratches on Sniper though, which might make their push a little awkward, but we have seen the snipers get activated in the past couple games. I think Kev hit like 5 headshots in a row at one point. Looks like Exile is going to be taking this Uber, even though he is the flank scout. He sees Slugmundo in his face, trying to chase that down with Uber. Everyone else walks across point, but GPG knows what's happening. None of their players are going to be caught out. Actually, pardon that, Kawa does fall, and that's going to be 2 down. That's definitely what Covenant wanted. They can try to keep pushing if they manage to deny this spawn, but it looks like they won't, and looks like they're trying to start off some sort of aggression with their sniper, but GPG is very close to Uber, so Azen has to be very careful.
But Scratch is getting his second Cummings in lower, but instead they'll have to fall back because, yes, right as you said, the Uber is imminent, and Kev's gonna be caught out here in the back alley, double teamed, actually triple teamed by the scouts and the soldier. Scarves even lights up, but wait, overextended and into the cyber sightline. Her head gets domed, and now GPG, they're down as captain, but Grape Juice thankfully is too low, and he gets followed up on by a coordinated bomb by Kawa towards the van pack. And Scratch is looking to get out before Slugmundo lands, before he can get collapsed on, but thankfully he does get out with the help of Exile, who is going to try to get Slugmundo towards lower, and Kawa is able to book it out too. They're both out with less than 100 HP apiece.
Yeah, both teams, even Uber's trying to hold it down right now. There's a lot of chaos there, but both teams definitely deciding to slow down, and looks like GPG is going to be trying to take it into alley. Actually, yeah, they are. Penny's calling the heal over, and want to see some sort of soldier play through alley. Looks like Slugmundo's bombing straight onto Sam, into lobby, is behind, and on the other side, some poking and prodding, but it looks like they're just waiting for Slugmundo to pinch or maybe act on his own. It doesn't look like anyone's spamming to support him right now.
Covenant were really big proponents of running the banner, but as Slugmundo is behind now, they nursed Azian back towards Shutter. No, but Kawa is going to try to go for the pincer play from Alley, and Azian actually surfs ahead away from the shutter and manages to live. So that's 2 soldiers down for GPG. They're going to have to rely on Coniferous to lock down 3 doorways. And KJ Quad is going to aggress to compensate. But he's caught up by 2 scouts. 14 HP eventually gets lasered down by Exile and Scratch a piece. And right now, GPG, they're going to have to take a forward exchange, but there's no scout. That means that EVM oh my goodness, the locked in load. He's locked and loaded. It's Coniferous, but Jimmy is, and he gets caught up on top right. Sam does bounce him around with the spam, and Jimmy's down, so that means it's going to be the full send for AZN, but AZN does get forced by, I believe that was Scars.
It looked like Covenant was a little too greedy there. There was an opportunity for them to use the Uber and stabilize, but AZN seemed to want to hold that Uber down, and they ended up having to pop anyway and be down players. So now they're going to have to fight over the midpoint, as GPG does have some players here, and GPG is going to have the better respawn advantage.
This is actually very good here, but wait, did the Valley Truck get cleared? There's still a 6 there from Coniferous, gets blinded, but doesn't find anybody. So GPG, they've lost Scarves early, and Covenant, they're just cycling soldiers back and forth, in and out to get the mid. Sam does get bombed, but Sam is able to protect himself. Does hit the pipe and is cleaned up by the scout, that soldier is. And the Covenant, they're looking to barrel their way too, but there's a back cap on second. I believe that's Kawa, and she's getting chased into the lobby by, I believe, Grape Juice. And Grape Juice is going to protect the potential back cap, and Covenant secure the mid.
Yeah, definitely. Uber's going to be even yet again. Covenant really contesting the mid. That was a hard-won victory for them. It went back and forth. They are firmly in control of it right now. And it looks like they're going to try to go towards Underpass or Alley, get some sort of sack play off. Looks like Kev's here, just going to be jumping through, doing some spam right now. As the counter bomb by Slugmundo comes out, Kev does get Ubered on. Even though it's even Ubers here, they are going to be able to get a pick, 2 picks actually. But Grape Juice going down, the counter pop was forced out by Grape Juice. I was worried that wouldn't happen and GPG would have a large Uber advantage, but at the end of it, GPG's 3 down and their Uber accomplished nothing for them. It looks like Ed's trying to fight the point, but he really can't do that on his own.
And he can't do that with no Uber either, DeltaMarket. And this is going to send Covenant all the way into last. Knowing Scratch's hyper aggression, he does want to take it in, but this is playoffs time. This is not the time to go for overzealous mistakes. And Covenant, they're going to think better of it. They're going to reset the situation, build up that Uber ad. But DeltaMarket, I see a danger man. I see a French man on the side of the Covenant battlements.
I do too, but you know, Ed's on Pyro. He might be doing it to defend the sentry gun or stuff the top right area, as Pyros are really good at it in this map. Top right is kind of the default, or I should just say right. It's kind of the default Uber, and Pyro is really great in that.
Well, Kawa, my guy here in far left here, Kev, does know that Kawa's on the conch, but Kawa's on 26 HP. So this is actually a very interesting situation, DeltaMarket. We don't see Kawa on her main class. Usually we see her on the Pyro, but instead she'll opt for the conch, try to switch things up. And Kev is now positioned in back spawn towards the spawn shutter door.
I just saw...
Oh, the Jimmy! Jimmy turns around. This guy has a 6th eye. Sixth sense.
I saw Penny shoot a pipe behind her, and so they might have known there was a spy. Looks like pressure coming out in the left shutter. Kawa spamming the point as Slugmundo goes through the underpass area, all the way behind already and out. We're gonna see some sort of soldier bomb. No one's looking behind. AZN back turned to Slugmundo, but inadvertently walks away from that bomb. Good dodge, and oh my god, Kev, headshot saving AZN's life there. That's 2 down for GPG, and Covenant has player advantage, but Kev's gonna have to hit his shots to make it count.
Kev getting a headshot, saves the Uber for this last push, which is getting absolutely stuck at the shutter door, and Jimmy will have a way better Uber by the time it ends. Jimmy's only at 60% before the duration of the Uber ends, and it's just gonna reset in a Mexican standoff. GPG and the Covenant, they don't lose anybody in that fight. They just exchange glances, exchange gunshots, but nobody's worse for wear in the end. So GPG, Covenant, they're going to see themselves with 2 minutes left on the round timer. Covenant are going to have about like 3 more sacks to their name before they have to go all in on this last push. Or maybe they'll just hope on a prayer that Kev hits a headshot onto Jimmy.
Yeah, Kev hit another headshot there. No one died. He was just watching the top right area, or from the defender's perspective, top left crate. And it looks like there's going to be some sort of aggression through the main door, just walking straight in, bombing Kev onto the center gun. Oh my god, they must have had some sort of slight ad and built it better. and looks like Sam does go down on the bridge area. It's a DM fest right now, but Covenant has huge player advantage. Exile getting healed up, getting bombed by Slugmundo, but that's all on one person. So Grape Juice was able to bomb those players who clumped up trying to kill Exile, and Covenant going to be taking that off of some sort of small Uber advantage.
Yeah, because Jimmy had popped way later in the Uber exchange. Scratch just set to full build, was gonna hard build all the way. And while Jimmy was arrowing players after the Uber exchange, Scratch was going full hard build, full thin for that. And they used on the thinnest of margins, and they managed to kill Jimmy within the few seconds of that Uber starting. And Covenant, they pull a miracle out of the hat.
Yeah, I'm on the Grape Juice cam this mid. I'm expecting... Actually, on the other side, there is aggression. Slugmundo bombing all the way into Alley, along with Kawa, but they're just bombing scouts right now. Slugmundo goes down. Scarfs on the other side ran into some rockets from a soldier.
Oh, and Exhale's on the medic! He's on the Jimmy! It's only Piniferous to defend Jimmy! Kyle, it's reloading, but he's just not hitting the shots, and somehow Jimmy lives. Piniferous and the head too. God lord, that could have been a disaster for GPG. They could have gone from 1 round loss to 2 round losses in less than 2 minutes, Delta. But they managed to hold on.
Yeah, definitely. That's really what they wanted there, keeping their medic alive. Kawa is behind. I believe Kawa is trying to spawn camp. But, yeah, actually missing one rocket. Kawa's just jumping around, but it's a scout. What can you do against a scout? Kawa gonna fall, and is probably gonna allow Covenant to do some sort of aggressive play. Looks like, as usual, we see them going towards the alley area, where they're probably going to do some sort of soldier bomb.
Yeah, like Kevin's going to fade, and then Grape Juice is probably going to speed shot it in through house here. Looking at the positions here for the Covenant, this will be really up to Kev to do the distraction. But actually, Kev's going to commit, and they're going to actually go for a forward exchange. Jimmy tried to meet up with Slug there for the Uber exchange into alley, but it just doesn't work out. Slug is dropped, but at least Scratch is dead for the Covenant, the spearhead of the push, and Exile's gonna have to take the reins away from him.
Grape Juice might have gone a little too quick there and get cleaned up. Covenant kind of stymied their push. He was the only player by house. When he fell, Covenant has to run away because they're worried about this flank from Kawa. But it looks like Kev dies. Fortunately, they do manage to clean up the flank on Kawa. And so now it's going to be fairly even numbers, but I believe GPG has a temporary numbers advantage here with the respawners. But GPG trying to pressure this top right area. It looks like they're deciding to just back away.
And GPG, remember guys, they lost the first map 4-2. That was their map pick. We are on the home map of the Covenant, which was Metalworks, which they did defeat GPG on earlier in week 7, 5-2. This is scary. This is a bridge over troubled water if you are GPG. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're stuck on their second. They need to at least hope for a round reset because Covenant have 2 minutes left. And knowing Scratch, if they don't get a good sack in the next minute,
headshot.
They're going to go for the...
onto the soldier standing still. He's now peeking the alley area. Looks like just clearing stickies with his SMG. Sees the stickies from the demo, but, Penny's going to have to reload, and Kev's keeping the peek up. Looks like Soldier did bomb him, but that's Kawa down, and nothing to show for it. Kev's still alive. That's 2 down for GPG. Exile just ran up through underpass on the pipes and kills Penny. That's 3 down for GPG. This is a last push possibility with no demo. It looks like they're already going, trying to walk through this left area. No one's here. Rocket's there. Gonna try to pop this Uber off.
But Kev got dropped. Kev got dropped. But Scratch has so much time on the point. This post exchange favors Covenant any time of the day right now. As another player stands for the point. They sacrifice and throw bodies towards the point, but they're not getting the kills. At least they get Jimmy. At least they get Scarves. And Exile is gonna chariot Asian out to safety. Actually, a clutch last hold from GPG, but losing Jimmy is gonna give Covenant another free try. And I'm pretty sure by the time Covenant push with this full Uber ad, there will still be about 50% gone through the cap.
Yeah, dropping a player is really not what you want to see there. It's kind of unfortunate for them, but good job by GPG for holding it down. Of course, they also took a solo Uber. They understood the situation. They knew they needed to have the best Uber possible, and only keeping it on one player does not happen. Yes, on the other side, Scarf's headshotting Sam. That's going to be demoed down for Covenant, but they have full app. Are they still going to push with no demo? Looks like they're trying.
And they're going to have a shout at it. Might as well try. Do it or die trying. Crash is going to send it in from far right, but he's on the point, but he gets absolutely stuffed. KJ Quad finishes him off, but Grape Juice gets the gun, gets Scarves over chasing in far right. Oh no, Covenant. I mean GPG, but they still have the gun up. KJ Quad has the Frontier Justice Spritz. This could spell trouble if Covenant choose to try to recommit, and they see the red highlighted Frontier Justice, they're not going to have a swig at it. They're going to spend it another day.
Yeah, I guess Covenant really had confidence in their Uber there. Unfortunately, the problem with Ubering without your demo is if there's a sentry gun far away from you, it takes so long to get it down. And so Covenant wasn't able to kill the gun and take the position they needed.
Scratch! Oh my god! That was a 6-shot into lobby there towards Slug.
Yeah, as you said, these snipers are just... I think these are the most consistent snipers I've seen in 6s in a while, at least in playoffs, that is. Because I feel like in past playoffs, we did not see a lot of sniper in Season 7, 8, 9, and 10, but it looks like Exile...
He just walked in through main and he just gets the force on Jimmy. Who was looking towards Shutter? Who was looking towards main? Nobody was on GPG. They were standing around starry-eyed looking for a hope in the stars, but instead, Exile just walks in and ruins their day.
Oh, Scratch through bridge. The shutter was opened for him. Penny's head taken clean off. Uber comes out as... Is that a shotgun for Kev? I believe Kev is running the shotgun. We have not seen that in a long time. Kills Slug Mundo, trying to chase Scarfs into the left area. That's 2 for Kev. The Pocket Soldier taking it 2012 style. Third rocket. Oh my god. Here's a shot onto Ed. Holy shit. Ed's showing everyone how it's done.
The Rando. Pulling out the Rando specialty is Kev. And actually, if you haven't been paying attention to the Covenant this season, Kev switches from a traditional flank role over to the Pocket Soldier role. And this guy actually has been up there with Sam in terms of damage output match by match. I think he even broke the 10,000 damage barrier in one of their latter matches, I think against Froyotech and Snakewater. So Kev, definitely a player to watch out for, and he proves it right there.
Yeah, that was really crazy. As the Pocket Soldier, being able to do that is really the best you can hope for. Looks like top left is going to be the rollout for Covenant, sending Grape Juice straight in, high bombing behind the back door. He's in lobby, hitting 2 great rockets, but everyone's full health, so he only manages to find 1 kill, but great damage by him.
Crazy instead. What good is Grape Juice's play if Covenant cannot finish off this mid? It's Scratch and Exile. Who else would you want in a disadvantageous situation? But Peniferous, actually, Scratch isolates 1 scout, gets the kill, but he's down to 9 HP. He needs Exile support, but Scratch doesn't need it. He just gets the 3 kills to secure the mid on 9 HP.
Yeah, that's crazy. I really thought that was going the side of GPG, but the Scout DM on the side of Covenant is just too much for them to overcome. Scouts just won that flat out for them.
Scratch Legacy.
Yeah, Scratch Legacy for sure. At the end of the day, though, Ubers are going to be even. Penny is an incredibly late spawn, and it looks like Covenant knows this and wants to take advantage of it, as well as this overextended flank player of Kawa. That soldier down, Demo's not here yet, Covenant's walking straight, and Slugmundo's spotted, so he can't get a clean bomb off. And it looks like Kevin's actually trying to flank through lobby, hitting great rockets onto Jimmy, who left through the shutter instead of the far right entrance.
Slug may be in a very good danger position here to disrupt the push, but no! They're gonna barrel all their way in. They're not even gonna wait and try to sack. They're gonna go all the way into far right, left. Are the Covenant Scratch by Uber is finally popped on AZN. They're gonna catch Akawa towards main, and there's another player stuck behind. It's still Slug Mundo. The Uber is out, but Jimmy pops once his players are below half HP. This could be very bad. And Exile. Wait, Covenant have lost it, but Exile, no! Peniferous sniffs him out.
Yeah, only Sam left alive. Might be getting shades down, but it looks like he will be fast enough out. Has traps up in underpass if anyone... Oh, he dead to jumped out. Anyways, Rocket, 40% Uber advantage. GPG is going to have an opportunity to push into mid with that Uber advantage. But look, we have Spy and Sniper for the side of Covenant.
The Sniper Diaper is out. They're going to put all the stops here. No, that was really bad to say. We'll ignore that. But Exile is... towards Valley, and Kev is relaying the information here. So Kawa is actually far ahead of her team. I'm not sure if this is a suicide mission from her, or just trying to scout out the area, but they do have 25 Ubret, and they might try to pop through main or top left on to Peniferous. Peniferous is gonna actually gets bounced away by his spam, actually gets stuffed by it, and this Uber is botched from GPG. Nobody's gonna die in the Covenant because Kev is on Spy. Still on the back lines, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. And Exile in house. Actually, Kev does get the backstab on Jimmy! Jimmy is dead! And this is going to be a full 5-man mission here for AZN's life. They do get the Uber use. Exile in the meantime killing somebody behind in second. But GPG, they're just going to wipe your Delta. This could be the beginning of the end.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. But actually, the Uber situation is going to be even. Covenant's probably going to manage to take the second point. Looks like they're not. Oh, actually, yeah, there is aggression by Scarfs trying to hold it down and Penny from the shutter area, but it wasn't enough. Covenant's just going to take this cleanly, and GPG is yet again stuck on their last, already putting up Ed on NG, Kawa on Pyro.
I'm not going to be surprised because Scratch, that earlier call into last, taking that Uber exchange to far left, definitely was an overheat. I'm not sure if they're going to go for it again, or if they're just going to try to abuse the fact that GPG, they kind of have lapses of positioning, as Slugmundo does get the kill through far left here, and Kawa is stuck. Oh my gosh, the reflect! Sam shot the pipe towards her and kills his own teammate because of it!
Yeah, really incredible play there. Scratch typing in chat. That's going to be 2 down, and it's not what they want. A Slugmundo eyes to Kev. Really great job by him. That's going to stymie this aggression as Kawa and Scarfs try to push through the underpass area, but they're not going to be able to find anything. You know, if Slug was up there could have been an opportunity to do some sort of sack, maybe.
One thing that I'm surprised that Covenant have not pulled out, maybe it's just because they're winning, but have pulled up the battalions back up a few times, but he hasn't opted to do so yet. Kawa has plotted out the double shoulder towards far left here to spam the gun, and instead Slugmundo and Kawa, they're gonna go for a bloody fist fight there, and they just trade out 2 for 1, only Kawa going down, and this actually could enable Slugmundo to go for a quick sack, or maybe, because of the KJ quad damage, take that aggressive exchange that we haven't seen all season, but instead, they're just gonna work the sack Slugmundo and they're distracted.
Slug ramp room.
On point, get the kill.
Yeah, he just bombed through ramp room there, gets that kill onto Sam. Demo Man is so important for holding this point down, but it looks like Kev wants to do it pocket soldier style, jumps straight in, gets flashed, and unfortunately, Rocket does pop in time to save everyone's life, so that's just going to be the Uber trade, but Kev definitely bought time for Sam to roll out.
Bought time to roll out indeed, and Scratch gonna go back to old reliable here on lower right on the sniper class. He was on fire on Snipewater. If you don't remember, he got the jump on the May back in week 7 against Frozen to win 3-2, and they're gonna open the shutter door for him. It's time to shine, but misses the shot on Kawa. So the gig is up. GPG knows there's a sniper on the field. It's a matter of if they can stop the doors and not allow Scratch to heat up again.
Yeah, it looks like Scratch is peeking through the right door as Kev jumps through to maybe make space or sack. Kev gets cleaned up immediately, and Penny gets a det onto Scratch, so that's 2 down. GPG sending her soldier Slugmundo into ramp room. I don't know if anyone knows for Covenant. Slugmundo's behind through ramp room to underpass. Everyone on Covenant's on fire because of power and detonator. And it looks like Covenant GPG has an opportunity to walk through.
She dropped the ADN! She dropped the ADN! How does that happen? How do you let Slugmundo and Kawa just 2-man against your team and let Scars walk through? So Covenant, they have to go for Jimmy, but Jimmy's within the graceful arms of 3 fraggers on his team, and they should be safe and sound. But Kev and Grape Juice, they're still behind. They're gonna have a swig at it, but against this Pyro and the Reflex, it's not gonna be a manageable effort.
Yeah, and the collapse was kind of 1 by 1 because everyone was caught out in separate positions. So that's going to be 3 still on the respawn timer, but hopefully at least 2 of them will spawn before the mid cap goes down, meaning that Covenant should be able to try to force this Uber off on this notoriously difficult point. There's of course the high bomb into alley, but if that fails, usually teams get in cleanly, but Covenant wants to force this Uber off.
Saving grace is that there is a Pyro, but the other non-saving grace is the fact that if you double high bomb into alley against this Pyro, and then mind that I say that, they actually just Uber in through bridge, and they lose Garfs to a trap. Or actually just a pipe spam from Sam, so now Covenant, they're going to be quick on the tails here of GPG to go back in. Exile is already in through ramp, going up towards the shutter area, and Scratch is now flooding in. They get a kill.
Grape Juice on bridge into house is just on Rocket right there. Grape Juice solo killing the medic while his team was in front of the medic and no one was looking at ramp room. What a great bomb. And it looks like there is a player behind Ed. Slugmundo bombing straight onto the point, trying to do what Grape Juice just did, but it doesn't work out. Covenant is around their medic, and they're not going to let Hazen die.
Neferus and Kawa were already falling back, or maybe they had just respawned, so I was kind of curious to see if GPG just wanted to full send it there just because they needed to kill AZN, but if they were going to do it, it might as well have been a team effort. But Kawa is stuck here in backdoor, trying to fend off against the encroaching Covenant players in-house, but does go down. So AZN has full Uber essentially. The traps are spot out towards stairs. The blind debt won't go for Piniferous. It's just a matter of if GPG's Jimmy He's been very good at building Uber all season, and he's going to need to negate this huge disadvantage that GPG have.
Yeah, looks like Kev is going to be leading this in through alley. Uber comes out. Kev trying to catch players out, but looks like no one besides Slugmundo is going to be... Oh no, Scarfs as well, caught in the shutter area, so that's going to be 2 down. Even though GPG has full Uber advantage, the player advantage for Covenant is going to allow them to push to try to get this force off. It looks like they're starting by pressuring shutter. Grape Juice is going to rotate to the right door, but Ed has that unlocked. So maybe Covenant isn't going to go after all. Maybe they were looking for a cleaner entrance than that. And looks like they're going to try to force as GPG pushes out instead of pushing themselves. Looks like Kev is in the shutter area doing some sort of solo play. Almost dies there. Grape Juice spamming the ramp room. So far, GPG looks like they've telegraphed they're coming out of this right side somewhere.
Oh, they have to use 3 GPG, or there's a Potato Quad in to be the sacrificial lamb, and Grape Juice does fade into Shutter, but now on the back line, he's going for the back cap, he's not going to go for the play on the force, they're going for the back cap, but they need to distract, they do get the Uber, and Kev, nobody's there to contest, and Covenant, by the thinnest of margins, capitalize on GPG's margin of error.
That has to be heartbreaking. Everyone for GPG was on the point, but Kev just got such a good timing. No one had any idea. Uber came out at the end there. GPG did a really good job baiting those bombs out, but, you know, that good play kind of worked against them because it bought time for Covenant to get Uber.
Yeah, and that eventually was the round loss as they allowed Kev to sneak in through the midst of that chaos. But now we're on this 4th mid. GPG, they're looking for answers right now in the playbook, and they're going to full send Colin Slug in towards AZN. One fades back, but gets killed. But they do get AZN. Where's Jimmy right now? Jimmy's in the house getting disrupted by Grape Juice, but they... Oh! Grape Juice! He Grape Juices everybody and just leaves the server.
Yeah, he hit that rocket there at the end, as you so gracefully said, getting a 2K, cleaning that up for his team. Grape Juice MVP on the Roamer class.
Delta, do you see what I see on the blue side on the meta?
Yeah, there's a critical Krieg, as we like to call it. Aizen pulling it out, and maybe they're doing it because they're up 3 rounds. Maybe they're doing it because both meds died. Who knows? But Scarfs is going to answer the call and kill Sam, the demo man, who is likely going to take this crits. But now they're going to have to make do without a demo.
Well, if there's anybody better that you want to put it on, it is Kev. And thankfully, Kala is not on the Pyro, but she's opting for the Widowmaker Engineer.
I kind of want to see a Scout Uber, but it's going to be Soldier. He's trying to spam it down from Bridge, but no rockets hitting yet, unfortunately. And
it did
showing
hit the
why the Demo Man is usually the preferred class to crits on. Kev bombing in, trying to compensate for something, but it looks like GPG is going to be counter-aggressing through the doorway, and that's 4 down. Covenant overstayed their welcome, maybe a little too cocky. And looks like Scarf's already on the cap. They want to get this cap down before the players respawn. If these 3 players, Sam, XL, and Scratch, are denied, which they are, GPG can take it straight in and likely will not have to Uber.
Delta, I'm a bit worried. That seemed like they were letting their foot off of the gas a little bit, and if you let it off for just a moment, any invite team at this level can take advantage of it, and GPG seem to have done so. They'll be able to take mid off of those spawns, and they still have, actually, they have the AZN crits online now. Do they want to go on a sweet timing here? They're going to lead on Kev. Jimmy does use, thankfully, and Cuniferous has the world, and it's actually only getting 1 kill onto Kev. I thought she was going to get more, or he. Sorry.
Yeah, it looked like they did, Covenant did a great job backing up, and it looks like GPG's aggressing, sending Slugmundo in, bombing onto the point. He hasn't hit a single rocket yet, though, unfortunately for him. Gets cleaned up. Kawa trying to salvage by bombing in, and a lot of players do go down for Covenant, and so GPG is in complete control of the second point.
And AZN's still on crits. He hasn't died this whole time, and he hasn't gone back to switch on in the spawn doors.
I respect it.
This could be very bad for GPG, for Covenant.
It could be bad for them, but you have to respect the crits play. It is a heavy class, so if this crits comes out, it could be laser beams. Unfortunately, the heavy goes down as I say that. Grape Juice gets the crits, 1 rocket, gets 1 crit kill. But there was no one else for him to kill, and that's going to be basically a full wipe for GPG. As
what's wrong the salvage play? When it was all doom and gloom, there was a ray of sunshine in the sky, and that was the Slugmundo bomb. Walks in through Shutter ahead of everybody else and just kills AZN. Covenant, they're going to retake second, but because Jimmy spawns are better, they could just walk back in here and take the free real estate.
Yeah, definitely. Scarf's just capping out the point as Kev decided he's had enough.
Watch
Kev
Kev,
goes
yeah.
by. Aizen also decided he's had enough of his fragging glasses and goes back to the Uber charge.
I think the soldiers were the only one that have gotten the crit so far for the
Yeah,
company.
it's not their
What's
fault.
up?
It just worked out that way. Looks like Kev is behind on the cloak and dagger, staring down the red medic. And I want to see the spy play. It
I
looks
think
like
what they're gonna do, actually, Delta, is they're gonna force GPG to sack one, and then while Covenant pressure lobby, they're gonna force Jimmy to walk back into the waiting arms of Kev. I think they have the time to wait.
I think Kev's gonna go during
Well,
the
they use in medium on KJ quad, but Avian has the Uber online. It is pump, it is exchange, and Scratch is gonna go full send.
Kev has the pistol out. He misses it. He gets the face stab. The spy.
He got the trick stab on the Jimmy, but KJ quad damage. It's not the Peniferous, gets the kill on the leaving grape juice, but it's a 3 HP Peniferous versus a full HP Exile. You favor the scout any time of the day, and now Scarf's gonna try to avenge her teammate, wins the fight against Exile, and Exile is exiled to the spawn doors.
Yeah, the round timer is ticking down, so GPG has to win 4 rounds. And they cannot lose one. If Covenant wins a singular round, it's over.
I'm really worried here. Wait. GPG.
Pyro.
Switch up in the game plan. Like you said, the call of Pyro. I wonder if they're just going to go all in with this on the dry fight, but Scratch already set up with that level.
Oh, yeah, they are drying. Slug bombing onto the right area as everyone else just walks in. Kawa goes to point, but cleaned up already. I don't think GPG has any gas left. They're already down 2 players with only a scout to show for it. And GPG gonna run away. And if you look at the Uber situation, you know, Rocket actually has a slight Uber advantage here. Pretty much guaranteed to not play out. But if they did continue that fight, it might have mattered.
My big worry here for GPG is that, you know, DeltaMarket, during this whole game, Covenant have not been afraid to try to go off small advantages. GPG just tried it there, but they misread it. They thought it was a small advantage, but it eventually evened out. And I think Jimmy is starting to have the pressure come to him. This is his first invite playoffs. He may have miscounted the Uber building situation. And GPG, they have 1:30. The pressure's on them. The clock's ticking.
Yeah, this is the classic hold. You have the sentry gun on the blue crate, medic up against the dispenser by the sheet metal. Very difficult to break, you know. With that gun, it makes bombing very difficult. If you manage to kill the sentry gun, you can do a really great soldier bomb just over the metal, right onto the medic's face. But it's never that easy. It looks like Slugmundo and Scarfs do go down, trying to do some sort of distraction play. Kev does fall on the other side, so Covenant might not be able to do anything here. Grape Juice did bomb into right lobby, but found the pyro. Of course, not much a soldier can do against that. Has to immediately run away. Cowan holds W. Dies to the sentry gun, though.
Covenant do not have to face any pressure to push out here. They can just play the round reset. It's going to set them back on mid, then they'll have a better chance to close out the game. There's no need to push out a blast. It's on GPG's court now to make a play. And Exile's going to go for dessert here. Gonna get that pick outside of lobby main door. And with 37 seconds left, with Kawa on spy, she'll need to be the linchpin here, the X factor, if GPG want any chance. But time is ticking. 30 seconds left in the round timer. DeltaMarket, this is the closest they can cut for this round.
What if Kawa kills the sniper? Yeah, there it is. Exile down, but I'm not sure how much that's going to matter. The gun is still not down. Slug's trying to spam it from the right area. The pressure cooker is starting. Penny's spamming stiggies over sheet metal, trying to kill the sentry gun, but there's no time. Only 5 seconds
Kawa
left.
gets another pick on the grape juice. This could be bad. It's all crumbling, and it's falling apart for the Covenant. Atheist Uber's out, but it's a 4v4, and nobody stands on point. It's a C9.
Kev was on point, so I'm not sure GPG would have been able to get cap
GPG.
time if they were.
I think if you stand on point, like, at the same time as another player, like, it would still go, right?
I think you have to already have cap time prior to that moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it would freeze the cap time, so GPG not getting on point quickly enough to be able to contest at the end. Now, it's going to be 3-0, new mid, both teams playing aggressive as Covenant takes over the top right area. Kawa's actually on Pyro. I believe there was a hit out, letting Exile to die there, and Covenant just not wanting to take any chances, they immediately leave when they go down a player.
I think that's a slight adjustment to make once they realize that Grape Juice and Kev have been falling behind and trying to get into Jimmy. So they put Kawa as personal bodyguard for Jimmy. Jimmy finally manages to live on this mid for once, because it feels like now Jimmy's been dying every mid. GPG secure it. Maybe the switch up they need, who knows. But GPG, they'll have another lifeline here. Take mid and just slowly work it day by day.
Yeah, definitely. Ed spawning on Sniper, again, continuing the trend of snipers. Want to see him take someone's head off, as I believe he definitely did several times on Snakewater. It looks like Kawa was caught out in alleyway alone. Scarf's coming to help defend, but that's going to be Scratch finding the kill onto the Pyro. That's definitely not what they wanted here. The time is going to start ticking down. You really don't want any plays like that delaying you.
Oh,
There's
no,
a question.
Scars! They stop everybody! And Scars is going for the flank. Wants AZN's head, but AZN's back by Shutter, guarded by Demo, guarded by Soldier. Cav is going to double bomb with Grape Juice into the house, try to isolate Slugmundo, who lives on 12 HP, but they've given up alleyway. But the Uber is out. How did Scarswood went behind and she's still alive? She's still causing the distraction. Kev is going to go in, going to try to force Jimmy. Jimmy's dancing, bobbing and weaving and manages to live.
Yeah, as you say, Uber is retained for Jimmy. Really great movement there and decision-making by GPG to come out on top with their Uber advantage. GPG facing no aggression is going to take the second point, and they have 2 picks. GPG full ad 2 picks is a prime opportunity to do some sort of play to take the last point. Looks like the sniper, Ed, is going to have to hit shots or he's dead weight. Looks like Uber's coming in through the right doorway, comes out, Penny sees the sentry gun, immediately cleans it down. But right now, no frags have come out for the Uber, and it looks like Scout on bridge got bombed by Kev and ends up going down there. This is a disaster for GPG.
Headshot from KJ Quad, looking for Sam's head too, another 150 damage. But instead, the soldiers both bomb into the heavy, into the Demo's waiting arms. And this, GPG, this is the end. This is the end of the last push. As Covenant, they stifle yet another GPG last push with an Uber advantage.
Yeah, definitely. Full ad now for the side of Covenant. I want to see them take this cleanly into mid and then take second off of it. And they're going to have to move fast in order to do that. It looks like that's what they are trying to do, sending Scratch in through the alley area. He is going to see that there are no sticky traps here. Oh, someone is behind indeed, but Slugmundo bombing onto the med, but what great movement by AZ, walking into lobby, dodging all the soldier aggression there.
Too.
Look at the back cap, look at the back cap, look at the time. It might get off in time, but no. Covenant is here just in time.
They bring everybody back at what cost? Kawa trying to escape does go down in that house area, but KJ Quad has the Uber online. KJ Quad, if there's ever time to take an head exchange, it is now. With their backs against the line here. They do go in, and they actually pop the Uber. Exile gets dropped, but this is such a better Uber for the Covenant here. Scratch leading the charge, trying to get into bridge, but there's a soldier behind. Slugmundo, what the heck? And Dukawa follows up too. Everybody on Covenant is falling down. It's only the soldiers that are the cost here for GPG. And Sam, the lone man left of what was once an advantage for the Covenant, has now turned into a spiral of disaster.
Yeah, 2 up for the side of Covenant. Uber ad back in the side of GPG, but it seems like whoever has Uber ad kind of just gets cursed. So we'll have to see if GPG is able to break that. And it looks like they're going to be trying to take it in maybe through underpass or lower, but right now they're just building.
Delta, this GPG have had so many times to go up at bat, but every time they've struck out. This could be another strikeout here, but after a play like that from Slugmundo, you cannot let that go to waste. GPG, they have a prime opportunity to take second here, but the Uber ad is dwindling. Slugmundo, once again, focal point. They're going to go through ramp, leading on KJ Quad to catch up Sam, but nobody is there to catch out other than the soldiers that are cleaned up in the backlines by Cowboy and Slugmundo.
Look at the Uber.
Scratch going in. Where is the scout on Jimmy? Jimmy is left isolated and alone. Cold and bridge and does go down and Scratch. Leading the Uber,
actually,
but
look,
they're all grouped up in alleys.
Slugmundo bombing in onto Azen, cleaning them up at the end there, and Collapse is coming out by Ed, and the other scout, or sniper, Scarfs, cleaning that up. Looks like both teams just overextended with their Uber, but the last person who overextended was Covenant, and they get punished for it.
I think GPG's Uber was right in the moment. I think they were trying to catch out AZN, but Scratch, he didn't get the kills early on enough in that Uber, and everybody and because his soldiers were both dead, he couldn't afford to go that far. Whereas with GPG, they still had soldiers up in the post Uber. The Covenant may have had a bit of an oversight there with how far they could chase that Uber while being in the safe arms of their own defenses. And they put themselves in a bad spot. They put themselves in an alley. And they are now back on their last. But GPG, they don't have ad. But knowing Jimmy, knowing Scars. Actually, Scars on Snake.
Yeah, Scars is on Sniper. You cut out for a second. Looks like probably going to peek through the main doorway. Scoping up. Going to have someone else open the shutter and just shoot at the first person they see. It's like Azen might be in the sight line right there. Scarf's unfortunately missing that shot. That was a perfect opportunity for a body shot.
GPG. They're looking for Scarfs to make another play on Snake Water. She hit a few headshots. Back on Catwalk, she killed 2 soldiers, but she'll need to kill AZN, not 2 soldiers. Going forward for the white swing. AZN caught. Pulling out arrows down towards the lower, and Kawa tried to go up with that too, but there was a sentry up to deny her on far right. So GPG, they're down 2 players, but Covenant, they don't have to press any issue here. They can go for Sack though if they want. They can work Scratch here in lobby, and Scratch is going to take advantage of that. And Grape Juice in the meanwhile is behind, but got stuck towards the lower ramp, dies. And now Scratch, they're going to hightail it back to last. Reset. GPG, they have another try. And you know what, DeltaMarket? You know what I would say here's a solution? Run the conch. But GPG, they're not going to run it.
Slugmundo gets headshot. This moment he peeks left. Great shot by Scratch. Both these snipers are snipers. Everybody who's played snipers so far is kind of on fire. Looks like Scratch hitting another headshot. Second one in a row onto Slugmundo. This poor roamer.
Guns down.
Poor soldier can't get buffed. Kawa goes down. Crits out for Exile. Shooting Scarfs with the Frontier of Justice.
With the airshot, no! Oh, that was so close.
Oh! Scratch hit another sniper onto Penny during that situation. So that's demo down for GPG. Covenant's trying to run it in, but Slugmundo's in ramp room, and I'm not sure anyone knows.
It's KJ Quad Uber time. They're going to take it in. They're going to full send it in. Going for the marble, and it's KJ Quad's world. It's not actually going to work out, though, because the Uber is going to be repopped by AC and Quad. Get focused out the bridge. Couple isolated towards ramp. Slugmundo going for the marbles here. Gets AC and Cap. And Scarf.
Oh my god. Scarfs is going the last, I think.
Running it to... Oh, no. The pause. The pause happened. DeltaMarket. Run down. What just happened there for us?
Basically, Covenant saw that they had 3 players, but they kind of grouped everyone up, right? Wanting to take advantage of their player advantage. GPG read them perfectly and were out of sight. And so they took an Uber charge into those 5 players. And Covenant really had to flash everyone. Players who weren't supposed to be in the Uber had to run away. And at the end of it, GPG managed to turn their player advantage into, or player disadvantage into even players, because players were running away from the Uber on the side of Covenant. And GPG just won that DM fight after the players split up.
Delta, this has been a war of attrition, a game of longevity. If there was ever a good time to poke some fun at the progressive rule set, I believe this game has extended about 15 minutes past regular time, and yet it has been a while for a team to get around. But GPG, off of the situation, I think all of these 4 deaths are fresh too, so Scarves can actually run to last and make it back, but Grape Juice does have enough HP, but the amount of HP that he has to do to skip jump from where he is currently positioned all the way to last and to contest Scarves would just have to hit one well-placed shot for at least 50 damage, and that would have been the round.
Yeah, definitely. As you mentioned, one of the unfortunate side effects of this rule set, especially in playoffs, is once the timer runs down, teams can get really nervous. You know, like from the side of Covenant, they don't want to be too aggressive because they don't want to let it get away from them, but they need to get around to win. And I think it's kind of shifted their play style. We saw them prior to the time limit running out playing a bit differently than this, but now it seems like they might have some sort of mental block here with regards to winning this round.
In the meantime, while we have some filler time, we can talk about Swifty servers, our sponsor for Fireside Casts. They recently have some servers up in Frankfurt, Germany. !Swifty servers if you want some more information. Use our affiliate link. Go grab your server with RGL preloaded configs for Highlander and 6s and go get your dubs. We've actually used the Swifty servers for our Trial by Fireside coverage with amateur and newcomer. We've had a swell time with it. Easy setup. No need for any technical knowledge with at least Linux and all that good stuff. So don't worry. Even the dumbest of apes can do it.
Yeah,
But
Swifty servers definitely, as you said, a great service for everyone. As you mentioned, this match has been really chaotic, and we are in a pause right now, but don't tune out. Scarfs is in a position to backcap. GPG down 3 rounds, but right now it goes live. Scarfs is running to get their first round on the board, but Grape Juice is gonna catch Scarfs out.
They were a lot faster. Looking at the pause, I didn't think Grape Juice and Sam were that close to last, but, well, I guess I was wrong. I mean, it's inconsequential, Delta, though, because 2 spawns were so fresh that Covenant aren't able to recontest second off of it.
Yeah, as you said, currently my HUD is a little broken, so I can't tell the Uber situation, but it looks like GPG is setting up.
Even.
It is even Ubers. GPG, though, is doing some sort of aggressive play. Kawa walked in, does not know there's a soldier above her head. Grape Juice not able to find that kill. Somehow it's Slug that died, not Kawa. And that aggression is going to be stopped for now.
I believe when they were trying to do that soldier fade and cycle bomb, Slug had tried to bomb in from main, but I guess there was a trap on the wall that you usually hit the second rocket off of if you're bombing from main. So Slug going down there isn't the end of the world, but there's only 17 seconds left, and KJ Quad gonna use him through far left. They get the gun down early. The Uber is out for AVN, but Exile has spawned on heavy, so now it's gonna be a matter of who can stay alive for the post fight, and it's not close of Universe. Grape Juice kills 3, gets 3 with the help of Exile, and this is gonna be a round reset.
Wow, yeah. Round reset is probably what Covenant wanted there, being stuck on last. Going to mid is going to give them an opportunity to put this in their favor. Covenant's kind of been stuck on the back foot here, and mids, they really need to win this mid to take back their initiative.
Right. I'm going to keep my eyes here on Kawa. Kawa has actually had a lot of impact on this mid, and instead of running the Pyro, which worked out so well, they're going to go for the full stand. Flugmundo and Kawa's Zobombs have not been too effective here on these mids, which have led to Covenant winning the majority of the mids here. And Kawa's going to start off bombing top right, stuffing Sam back into that top right door. And Sam gets ran at by Storms, which enables Coniferous to get aggressive, but he's getting ran at by Scratch and Kev, but manages to stay alive. Scarves does go down, and Exile gets traded out as a matter of fact. Flugmundo bombs into Hut and forces everybody from Covenant out, funneling through lower and alley. GPG secure the mid. Exile and Scarves, both of the same spawn time. I wonder which one is going to go on Sniper. Maybe Scarves.
Yeah, even Ubers as... Oh, Kev is behind. Yeah, you're right. In alley, sees Slugmundo, or maybe... I don't know if Slugmundo actually saw him there, but he did bomb into house, hit a great rocket onto Jimmy, almost taking him down. But it's actually going to be GPG going players down, and it's going to be Ed Kawa bombing into the lobby area, trying to distract, trying to bring these players back. On the other side of things, the combo for Covenant is pushing into the alleyway, taking over this house area. There's a fight still going on behind, but it looks like Scratch wants to just stand on the point and ignore the noise behind him.
Probably still on Spy, so she still has yet to show her card. And Scarves in! All things again gets the backstab! Very clutch play for GPG, and they can re-enter mid, but they need to wait for Kawa spawn. Slugmundo a bit ahead of the team, though, taking a lot of damage here. And Scratch now in through backdoor. Has Coniferous looking back, and it's on to Jimmy, and does manage to get the force. Jimmy under pressure here. And the soldiers are now a feeder for the Covenant. They will go down. Actually, Grape Juice is still managing to live in behind and does fall back to his team second. So, Covenant, a great rebound from a mishap over there onto Scarves.
Definitely, as you said, even Ubers, both teams again. Player ad for the side of GPG, but is it actionable? I want to see them try as the soldiers roll out. Looks like Kawa's just going to be bombing in quickly through alley onto the bridge, but gets B-hopped on and double airshot back, or not double airshot, airshot once twice in a row. And that's going to be Kawa down.
But look at this. They came out with daylight robbery because Jimmy hasn't popped. Or hasn't died yet towards that area, and they just... Gee, oh my goodness, what is that tier 6 jump? Gets all the way out into alley, and he's gonna get chased by Slugmundo, but Grape Juice, oh my goodness, this guy avoids every damage. He's not getting tracked, he's not getting killed, and how is he alive? 6 HP! 6 HP, the arrow does win from AZN. Grape Juice went for a trip around the map.
Yeah, that's criminal that he lived, but Covenant showing their roamer prowess, no doubt. Looks like Grape Juice might be trying to sack here. He is buffed, 300 health on the roamer, or not 300 health anymore, but looks like getting ready for this jump. I want to see a medic drop come out of this play, but it looks like it's going to be GPG. Oh my god. Slugmundo just bombs into Alley, and that's not the medic we expected to drop.
Wait, there's a Jimmy! Through lower. Oh my gosh, he does get it denied. KJ quad. 6 cents. Kills the scout down there in lower. And Jimmy, for once, comes out unscathed against the counter sack. And GPG, DeltaMarket. I've said it too many times, it feels like we're beating a dead horse. But they're in the driver's seat now.
Yeah, definitely. Jimmy taking his Uber in, leading it through Alley, and it looks like they're trying not to use, and it's kind of stalling out. Grape Juice doing a high bomb into Alley, misses all his rockets, but it is a distraction, and it was an attempt, so you have to give him credit. And it looks like Covenant just going to have to back up here. They lost their player. It's Exile's turn,
Sniper,
spawning up on Sniper.
GPG, their Uber ads dwindling. They need to start booking it. AZN is down, now up to 65%. They're going to use through bridge. Piniferous! Oh, doesn't actually gets body blocked by one of the blue players and won't manage to get enough mileage to get onto AZN. Instead, Grape Juice was caught in towards Alley and gets killed. And Scratch, they know they're close to Uber, but they're sticking right above the doorway here. The Scratch gets shot. No, the Uber's going to go out in just a
Kawa's
moment.
behind.
They do have 2 people behind, but the gap isn't finished on second.
Yeah, it's gonna put in an awkward position here. Behind is very powerful for soldiers. Yeah, Kawa just walking in, shooting rockets, hitting one onto the medic there, phasing down to 50 health. It's causing a lot of chaos, and it might cause Covenant to run away despite them having player advantage. Looks like Sam's trying to hold the front down as finally the flank and combo soldier managed to kill Kawa, allowing there to be some peace in this midpoint as both teams elect to just build Uber.
Delta, I'm not sure if you saw what happened there, but Kawa had brought everybody back, funneled them back into the lobby just to hunt for her. And even Sam was far back, even though he was trying to deny bridge. So I'm surprised that GPG didn't take advantage of that. Piniferous was on bridge, had seen what was going on. Maybe Kawa just didn't make the right call, or Piniferous didn't make the right read. Who knows, but whatever. We're back on a stalemate. GPG trying to push into Covenant second.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It seems like GPG is going towards the alley area, but not with their Uber, just sending their flank over here, maybe to distract. Kawa bombed in through somewhere, hit a bunch of damage onto Scratch, but unfortunately, no one was able to follow up on that damage. Covenant might not be counter-sacking. Actually, no, Exile is running into Underpass, so there is some sort of aggression going on. Scarf's on the Banny Shack, gonna get jumped by Grape Juice, who has switched to the original after playing on stock most of the game.
Kawa Pyro.
Yeah, and Kawa, as you mentioned, spawned on her favorite class, Pyro. No doubt on the detonator. It's going to cause a lot of pain for the players of Covenant who are going to be set on fire. But it seems like GPG doesn't have a strategy to break this yet, and so that's why they're pulling out the Pyro. They think this is going to help them somehow.
But with 2 minutes left, I mean, they're running out of ideas, and I guess this is the best idea that they have left, maybe. And never mind that, Scarf's going a bit of ahead. Maybe the match fatigue is getting to them as Grape Juice bombs into house. They're getting a bit antsy here on both sides. They're going to sack in one apiece. None of them are successful, though. And Covenant, GPG, this is one of the longest inning games I've ever casted here on this new config, and it looks like it's going to see no end. Oh, he can caught a pipe, and that enabled the Slugmundo behind. What a timely pipe from Piniferous. Gets the force, but Jimmy, caught in alley, cornered by soldiers and scouts, does have to pop eventually.
Yeah, Exile trying to make some sort of aggression by going through drop down, some sort of distraction play, but he just gets cleaned up by Scarfs, and now player advantage for GPG. Will they be able to push off of it? Pushing into last off of one player ad is pretty difficult. GPG might just want to take it slow, especially because they have a Pyro. Kawa's just walking in through this left area along with Ed, but it looks like GPG thinks better of it. He's going to try to test the other doorway, and they actually do.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! She had gotten served onto AZN, but thankfully she missed her shot. Sorry to interrupt you there, Delta.
Yeah, and it looks like GPG being down a player is going to allow Covenant to try to pressure somehow, but it looks like Kawa is 2 health in the corner. I'm not sure if they know. Yeah, Kawa does go down, but it's even players, so I'm not sure if Covenant's going to want to do anything here. It looks like they're spamming, even though it's even numbers. And they're just going to let to run away, unfortunately. Not enough of an advantage to push out what.
I'm thinking there's going to be a... Why haven't we not seen a banner? What do you think that there's like any logic here that maybe a banner could change the tide here for GPG?
I think
Okay,
a banner could help, but maybe their players don't run them. I didn't look at a lot of the regular season games, so I'm not sure if that's something they do. Kawa is on Spy. Kawa's had enough of Pyro. Maybe Spy will break this. And seems like Pennifer is just spamming through the main door. And yeah, Grape Juice did check the Spy, as you said. Slugmundo's spamming the sentry gun. I'm not sure about the sentry gun spot.
Oh my gosh! Grape just walked out of spawn. Walked out of spawn after Spy checking and just two-shot revolver Kawa in the back. That was just a funny moment.
Yeah, and it looks like aggression coming out. Who is that? That's Grape Juice, or that's Kev, jumping through underpass, trying to hit Rocket, but of course, doing that bomb out of underpass if you're spotted is so hard. The scouts are on high ground, they just shoot down on you, and now it's Ed leading, or looked like he might have been taking an Uber with Penny, but they're just spamming through the right doorway, trying to find any sort of entrance as Slugmundo bombs in, trying to spam the sentry gun. Kawa jumps to the other side, but just gets obliterated by the sentry gun.
Grape Juice on Spy, has the time to strike. Jimmy goes down. Oh no, GPG, and it's all falling apart. A full wipe, the taunt is out. The Frenchman is telling them to raise their white flag. GPG, it's a complete calamity.
Yeah, but it looks like GPG is going to get most of their spawners. Not quite all of them. I want to see Covenant take this without using their Uber, or if they do Uber, kill everyone. Looks like Slugmundo is trying to greedily stuff this doorway, but he knows Covenant's not there yet because Kawa is behind. But Scarf's on Sniper kills Scratch. Finally, the forward spawn is stuffed, but oh my god, Kawa and Slugmundo are finding these soldiers that overextended to stop the Sniper, and GPG is now, as you say, in the driver's seat.
They have to find the person in the back lines right now. Kawa just, oh my gosh, hit the crossover, went the opposite way of where Covenant's combo is leaving, and actually Scratch.
Uber's out. Uber's straight out onto the point.
Ubering.
Yeah, chasing Kawa, getting that kill, trying to chase into house, but no time to do that. But there is a player in ramp room. No one knew. No one was able to follow that up. But great shots by Scratch finding that kill.
But Jimmy now has full red, but he doesn't quite have it activated yet. 75%. I wonder if Covenant, they're going to try to kill Jimmy, and that's what they're going to try to do. Full send. They're going to go in onto mid, trying to stuff Jimmy up, but Slugmundo does a swell job at it. Defenses medic from the soldiers taking the high ground, and GPG, they managed to hold off against the retaliating forces of the Covenant.
Yeah, Uber advantage for GPG. It looks like they're just using immediately Grape Juice bomb to get the force off, but they used before he bombed. Grape Juice is going to crater in the backline, and I believe there's another player behind. Exile is probably going to try to stop the point, but they're too smart for that. GPG stacking this point.
Oh, they're going to go for the Uber in, and they're going to push them into Exile, but never mind. They're going to leave through Ali or GPG, and actually they're going to send Scars to the back cap. And Exile regroups with the team in order to kill that player, and they manage to hold off. And even Pennifer is caught DeltaMarket. GPG, they're just throwing bodies against the wall, and it's not working out.
Yeah, as you said, that's definitely exactly what's happening. GPG, though, as Uber had again, we've seen this situation so many times. I wonder if they can figure out how to break this. Looks like Kev is going to be jumping in through the lower doorway, but they don't have Uber yet, so doing this play was really risky, but they managed to kill Kawa, and it looks like Covenant wants to regroup with their player advantage, but there is a back cap.
Oh, Slug is catching them on the exit, and AZN almost walked in, but somehow, some way, AZN makes it out alive. And AZN would have dropped Uber there, it didn't have 100% just yet, and GPG, they're going to try to write off Covenant, who are currently in a state of disarray, just trying to figure out where they need to settle their foot. And actually, instead, Exile's going to get aggressive in house, and KJ Quad punishes them for that over-aggression. So now, 2 picks with 1 soldier on the road for the Covenant. GPG, they're going to try to take advantage of the situation that's presented to them.
Yeah, as you said, looks like Jimmy's just taking this in, but Uber comes out. This is absolutely what Jimmy wants to see. 50% Uber down for Azen before he pops, leading his combo straight into this point, and it's going to be Covenant that has to back up. All the ground is from the side of GPG, and this is definitely going to be this point being capped.
Covenant got a pipe.
For the 5th time this match, or 6th time in overtime, is going to be stuck on last.
We have not heard from Dr. Underscore just yet, our producer. He might be dead after how long this match has been prolonged for, as Caldwell tries to come to the attack from top right. Underscore reassuring us that he is okay. We are still you're still holding the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel, because GPG, we might be past our bedtime here by the time this match ends, DeltaMarket. It's
Well,
been a long, long match.
you can't blame the players. Both of them putting all their effort in, wanting to win, and both these teams showing how closely they are matched. And it looks like Kev came up on Spy. How far is he? Who's Kev? Yeah, he's all the way behind, in a position to decloak, and it looks like he might be wanting to, but actually the player... Oh my god, someone almost just shot him.
Uh-oh. Someone check that PC. Oh, so unfortunate for Kev. But at least they know now that Kabla is on Pyro, so or they may have known that way earlier, but maybe they're gonna actually try to spend the sentry and use Kawa to maybe deflect the players that are bombing towards the players spamming. Maybe instead, no, Kawa's gonna go the other way. She's gonna go for all the marbles onto the engineer. Gets absolutely shot before her feet can settle down on the ground. As oh my goodness, Brave got killed! Trying to fall back. The Uber exchanges out. Avian has been forced to pop. They drop 3. GPG. If there was a time to win a round, it might as well be now. As Sam is now on the respawn. It's now a 3v3 as the Uber's fade. Exile's getting focused down. It's absolutely decimated. As Peniferous and KJ Quad is him against Sam and ACN. This fight. Hurry up. There's 2 seconds left on the respawn as Grape Juice has now entered the foray. As Peniferous gets isolated. GPG. How did that happen?
Not able to close it out. I think Exile did a really good job stalling as the Pudas class, and GPG having Penny down is going to allow Covenant to do some sort of aggression, but Covenant doesn't want to risk anything like that. Going to keep Exile on the off class, switching to NG though.
I'm a bit worried here. That was probably the GPG's best chance so far in this match to win a round, and even then, they just weren't able to focus on Exile long enough and then kill Sam. Either Exile just did a very swell job at that, or GPG just weren't able. They're just choking right now. But they're going to have another try at Ubers are even. Kawa is on power, pressuring far right against a soldier and a scout. But she's left worse for wear. Half HP, has to get the arrow. Pinefera is setting up traps towards the fence so that he can have the time to spam the gun as someone peeks far left. GPG, every time they try to peek a doorway, a soldier's there to pounce upon them.
Yeah, exactly right. Just nothing seems to be quite going the way they want it to, and Covenant is kind of just able to counter them, but Kawa walking in through the right area takes a bunch of damage. That's going to be 2 down for the side of GPG. Scratch catching a pipe there, but not going to fall. Covenant has an opportunity, again, to break the second hold for GPG, sending Kev in, but the stickies for Peniferous are too powerful. Kev dead.
Oh, but Grape is not on the medic! This Jimmy Force balls of steel surfs it away! A Hawaiian surfer he is, and Jimmy, yet again, even though his team was distracted, he manages to hold on to the lifeline that they have in this round. And with 30 seconds left, they can afford to take the exchange. Grape Juice won't be activated for the spawn doors for another 7 seconds here.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Uber does come out for Covenant as both teams are trading. Looks like both teams don't want to push after they pop. They just decided that it wasn't good for them, but GPG sends 2 players in late. Ed and Slugmundo are going to fall. That's 3 down for GPG. Covenant is going to want to take this to the bank. They might want to cap this point instead of letting the round timer go down.
Looks like the bank's open on a Saturday night for them. And Covenant, they're not going to opt for that time expiration. Just like you said, they're going to go get that second cap. They know they have an advantage with Piniferous and KJ Quad down. They know that even though they have a slight Uber disadvantage, it's kind of artificial. And Slugmundo realizing that in dire straits, we must go for everything. For the marbles here in Kawa with him. They combine for 2 kills. And everybody on Covenant is just absolutely obliterated with Grape Juice. Gets the kill onto KJ Quad, but Scarves, he wasn't ready for Scarves. Goes down. Scarves gonna lead the way with Piniferous and Jimmy in tow. It's just Sam. They're trying to sniff out where Sam is. They do spot him leaving through far right lobby. And GPG, they have full Uber at DeltaMarket.
Yeah, that's not what Covenant wanted. These pushes are just not quite working the way they want. GPG is going to have one of their best last push attempts they've had in recent time. Looks like they're just waiting for their players to roll out. And I want to see them take some sort of decisive Uber, get the gun down, get cap time, and force the players for Covenant back into spawn. It looks like they're going to be doing this by walking through the left doorway with Penny and their combo scout. Ed's running behind the point, killing Kev. Great start to this Uber, but there's a gun in an unexpected location that does fall Red Juice bombing from the other side. Kawa, that is, doing a lot of damage into this right area. Slugmundo following it up, and look at the frags. They did not go the way of GPG. Covenant weathered the storm.
Weather the storm indeed. And there's gonna need to be a captain here to steer the ship clear of these troubled waters as GPG. How do they manage to lose yet another advantageous opportunity? It just doesn't make sense, DeltaMarket.
Well, maybe Covenant has just excellent last holds as well. I honestly thought that Uber went very well for them. You know, they tried to do a soldier collapse in the right area, but I guess they missed some rockets there. I think there was an opportunity where Slug and Kawa really grouped up on the clumped players, but weren't quite able to get what they were going for. And look at Exile back on Spy. I think this is probably the 5th or 6th Spy play we've seen, and Exile is feeling himself.
Well, the question I have is that KJ Quad took that Uber into funnel or corral Asian and the combo onto bridge, but where was GPG soldiers in main there? If they knew where the trajectory that Uber was going, they should have been ready towards that main area. But never mind that. Hell was into the bomb, gonna cycle and fade back into house, and Slugmundo's gonna be the danger man here.
Exile.
But in, and Scarps and KJ Quad, they kill the 2 flankers.
Yeah, Exile went down, going for a stab, and then a Electro range. I don't actually know how to pronounce that spy gun, but looks like Uber does come out for Aizen, and Scratch is leading it in, killing Penny and Kawa. You know, getting those explosive classes is really good, and it looks like Jimmy has to run away.
He got out. Grave Juice beat this jump, bombing from house into main there, and GPG, they managed to keep their advantage, but Pinifer's going to be back, so they're going to try to re-push. Right now, it's going to be without their demo man.
Yeah, Slugmundo went through drop down and is spamming through Valley, telegraphing that GPG is going to do something here. And we see Kev on Sniper. Kev,
Great.
Very, very well-known Sniper.
Grape is in. High bomb onto Jimmy. 1 rocket. Ooh. Jimmy with a great surf dodges it, that air shot, but still
Kev hit a shot onto Scarps.
For Sniper? What did Jimmy force to there?
Probably wanted to bomb. Probably just had enough of the Sniper and wanted to take that ground before something bad happened, but too late for that. And now Covenant has Uber themselves. Kev is a menace with these sightlines. Yeah, you're right.
They just managed to force Asian every time, DeltaMarket, but they can't capitalize off the advantages that Slugmundo and Kawa have created for them time and time again.
Yeah, it seems like both these teams are quite evenly matched. Kev being on Sniper did create a bit of a difficult situation there, right? Having Sniper makes it a lot more difficult to deny those soldiers, and seems like Covenant is going to have a slight disadvantage, so they're going to have to be careful. If GPG's aggressive, they could get punished.
Get punished indeed. Kev was working towards lower, but got pressured off by Kawa. So they need to take close angles here, but Kev peering in through that house area towards left side of point, towards the fence, wasn't able to find anything. So I think they're gonna... Oh, they think it's actually Uber disad, and they are right. It was about 20% Uber disad. They finally get on EZN, and knowing it how jittery GPG have been so far, it's expected that they should play far back and play the numbers game. And Slugmundo gets caught towards lower by the Kev headshot, and Kev is peering in, veering in, hasn't held S yet, pops off a shot, but isn't able to get a kill.
Yeah, as you said, Jimmy, oh my god, dropped the grape juice. What a great bomb by him. Just getting him down. Penny as well. GPG's crumbling. It's only Ed and Kawa, but Ed got chased down already.
Our control point is being captured.
Covenant are looking to bring GPG out of the playoffs picture here as they head into last. There's no respawn for another 2 seconds aside from Slugmundo and Kawa going down. It is GG. The Covenant eliminate GPG from the RGL Season 11 invite playoffs, and they move on to face the loser of the upper bracket round, which is G6 and Tech, which is currently going on right now.
Yeah, as you said, that was a very back and forth, close game at the end there, but Covenant showing their defensive skills, not allowing GPG to ever win off of one of their advantages. That's going to be Covenant winning 4-0, and they will be playing whoever loses in the upper bracket, Froyo versus G6.
DeltaMarket. Snakewater was a bit of a back and forth. There was no question and doubt who was going to... There was a question, or there was doubt about who was actually going to come out on top. But Metalworks, definitely no question. Covenant let GPG trip over themselves time and time again. But finally, finally they were able to do it. 4-0 on Metalworks, 4-2 on Snakewater. Covenant win it 2-0. And do you have a specific MVP for the match from your perspective? I would probably give it to Kev, honestly, or Grape Juice.
Yeah, you have to give it to one of them. I keep remembering that Uber from Kev. He took it like it was 2012. Pocket Soldier Uber. He got a 3K there, won that round. A lot of crazy plays on Sniper as well.
Can't disagree with that. I think Grape Juice towards the end though, it almost looked like he was the MVP, taking over Kev's position because that crucial drop and crucial kills onto Jimmy towards the end definitely sealed the deal. But GPG, we cannot undermine their efforts here. It took them. It was a long road to get to playoffs, DeltaMarket. They have two rookies in Piniferous and Jimmy. Kawa, Ed, Scarfs. They didn't really have a taste of the playoffs picture. Same with Slug Mundo. They had been middling around towards the low to mid echelon of invite, and now they had their first taste of playoffs. May have not been the best aftertaste, but damn, it feels so good to have progressed so well over the season. So props to them.
Yeah, props to them, as you said. That was a hard-fought match. They definitely deserve it. They deserve to be able to play in the lower bracket round and compete for a Grand's final spot.
And as we look at the logs here, Mr. KJ Quad, Mr. Scratch breaking the 50 kill barrier with Scratch nearly scratching the 60 kill mark. But obviously with a game that goes that long, you can't be surprised that players are hitting that amount of kills. Looking though, Piniferous, 12 kills, 19 deaths. Compare that to Sam, who had 29 kills and 15 deaths. Fatigue was definitely setting in for Piniferous there, but still the damage versus damage wasn't too wide actually, DeltaMarket. So it was a pretty even damage tit for tat across the board. Both medics dropped about an equal amount of times, ACN only having one more drop, but Covenant 34 Ubers to 28 Ubers. Majority of the mid fights were won by the Covenant, as a matter of fact. They really had the upper hand and knew why they wanted to pick Metalworks against them.
Yeah, they definitely knew what they were doing in picking those maps, as you said.
Well, with that being said, that's going to be it for us on Fireside Cast for this RGL Season 11 Invite Playoffs. And DeltaMarket, we were supposed to cast it last time. We got the chance to cast it now, and I don't think we disappointed.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a really exciting game, and I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Well, with that being said, shout out to everybody on our side that produced for this playoffs or casted. Wild Rumpus, Jamond, especially Flescore for coming in last minute. Props to the man, Mr. RGL admin, coming in clutch to save us when the tornado warning came out and I had to switch to producer. Shout out to Doctor_2 on the production. Thank you all. Have a good night, and shout out to !Swifty servers, obviously, as usual. See you all on the other side.